The northern right whale. It's now the most endangered whale species in the world. On this adventure, we're entering the watery world of whales.
Once upon a time, deep in the jungle, there was a girl who lived in a tree.
That's why they call her
Well, Bindi, the jungle girl. Well, princess of the animal world. The court hunter taught her, now his only daughter is Bindi, the jungle girl.
Come in. Hi, Oka. Welcome to my treehouse. On this adventure, we're on a mission to save the whales. Whales are warm-blooded and skin-covered just like you. They are the gentle giants of the ocean with many different species. Minkies are one of the most common species. They live in every ocean on the planet. Humpback whales are so noisy. They're known as the best acrobats of all the whales. Crikey! Orcas or killer whales are really whale-sized dolphins, and they could be the smartest of them all. Sperm whales have one of the loudest voices in the sea. They've also got the biggest brain of any animal. Everyone loves the gorgeous white belugas. They are some of the most popular whales in aquariums. Have a go at the blue whale. It's the biggest animal ever to have lived, even bigger than the dinosaurs. Alana from Oregon wants to know, why do some countries still hunt whales? I'm very sorry, Alana, I can't answer that question. But what I do know is that they shouldn't hunt whales at all. Hunting is why the northern right whale is just about gone. Their numbers may be down to just a few hundred. Humpback whales were just about extinct before they stopped hunting them. They were saved from extinction just in time. Even though they're still endangered, some people want to start hunting them again. Orcas are actually ocean-going dolphins, but they're so big, they're kind of honorary whales. They're also known as killer whales, and they are among the best hunters in the ocean. They're not endangered, but pollution is a growing threat, and in some places their food is running out. Some countries are still killing thousands of minke whales every year. The whale hunters say it's for scientific research, but most people believe they're killing whales for commercial reasons. You can tell a sperm whale by the shape of its huge head. They're slowly recovering from being badly hunted. If we leave them alone, their future looks promising. Crikey, beluga whales are so gorgeous. They only live in the cold water around the North Pole, and they've just about been wiped out in some places. They're protected now, but they're still a threatened species. Blue whales are long and slender. When one swims past, it just goes on and on and on. Even though they're the biggest creature on Earth, they almost went extinct through hunting. Mother blue-tongued lizard. Her name is Bindi with her baby Venom. They have a special bond, and in the world of whales, seeing a mother and her calf was very special for my dad. We're taking you to Western Australia, a hotspot for humpback whales. We're on board the True North, a great boat for watching whales with my dad.
Here we go. Watch.
Humpbacks love jumping and performing. They swim for more than 6,000 miles every year.
Look at this!
They only eat in summer near the North and South Poles.
Look at this.
Then in winter they move into warm water to have their babies.
How's that?
And that's what we have here, a mom and her baby.
Good stuff.
My dad is having a great relationship with these beaut creatures. And this mom is bringing her calf right over to him. It's like she wants to show off her new baby. This is really special. They've come so close, Dad has to twist and move his flippers out of the way. This was one of his great moments, having whales come so close for a look at him. Crikey, what an experience! The reason why they're called humpbacks is because of how they arch their backs before diving, like this. Just as we thought they were leaving to start heading north again, they came back for one last look. I can't believe these two gorgeous whales stayed with us so long. The baby will keep this close to its mum for a year or even longer, and she will drink about 100 pints of mother's milk every day.
Crikey! 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 Crikey!
Crikey! Did you know that the blue whale is the largest creature on Earth? It's so big, its heart is the size of a small car.
Come and have a look at this. Here's two shinglebacks. They're lizards from outback Australia. They always stick together, just like the two whales my daddy filmed with in Antarctica. We spotted these next whales in the icy waters around Antarctica, one of the world's most beautiful untouched wildernesses. We were there to film the Gen 2 penguins. My dad actually went into the freezing cold water so that he could see how these amazing birds swim. Most birds fly through the air. Penguins fly underwater. And have a look at how fast they move. Dad was concentrating totally on the penguins when he got the surprise of his life. They arrived silently and suddenly. Two huge humpback whales came right up to him and started spy hopping. That's when they poked their heads out of the water to take a good look at something.
This is the mode of transport, all right?
My dad just hung on to a small iceberg and watched it all happen.
Get hold of one of these and watch the whales. Unbelievable. Have a go at this. Whales just going there, just coming up, looking at you. Looking at the boat.
The humpbacks feed on krill, tiny shrimp that gather in huge numbers here in the ocean. Time for Dad to get out of the freezing water, but the whales didn't want to go. It was obvious that the whales were enjoying themselves. They didn't want to leave. They got so close you could see every single detail, even the little head bumps called tubercles.
The more I howl, the more we clap, the more excited we get, the more excited they get. Woo-hoo! More freedom! Woo! Come on! Crikey! 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 Crikey!
Crikey! Did you know that the killer whale has the largest dorsal fin of any whale? It can grow 6 feet long.
Why do whales beach themselves? I think it's because one whale gets sick or injured and sends a distress call out to the other whales. Whales are a lot like people because they care for one another. Our next stop is the Great Australian Bight, where the cliffs drop hundreds of feet into the Southern Ocean, and a perfect view of a pod of right whales.
Wow! This is brilliant!
This spot in South Australia is one of the few places in the world where you can get a perfect view from the land. Whales come here to teach their newborn babies before heading back to Antarctica. From this great lookout, you can see lots of them, including a mother and her calf. Whales make great mums. They feed their babies, protect them, and teach them everything until they're old enough to care for themselves.
Isn't she gorgeous?
Just like people. Unfortunately, no one fully understands why whales beach themselves, and it's hard when you can't do anything to help. This is a scene we see quite often, and it is so very sad.
Have a look at them. They're just laying here, dying. We're helpless. It just breaks my heart.
Over 100 sperm whales beached themselves in 1 week on the west coast of Tasmania. Once they hit the sand, they didn't have a chance. The wind and sea was pushing against them. No matter what they did, no one could push them back to sea. This may have been a breeding group that followed the dominant male when he washed ashore. The whale's greatest strength in the wild is how they stick together and can help each other. But in times like this, it may be a tragic mistake. Koalas have really beautiful grey fur, and whales have really beautiful grey skin. Now we're off to the Baja Peninsula in Mexico, and my dad is snorkeling with a pod of pilot whales. They are actually part of the oceanic dolphin family, but they behave like large whales. And normally they keep a safe distance from people. So this is very unusual. Even though my dad is trying to look like a whale by the way he's swimming, thousands are still killed every year by hunters. And a lot of pilot whales die when they are accidentally caught by fishing boats. Pilot whales like to roam in deep water, but unfortunately they are known for beaching themselves in large numbers for no apparent reason. They are a threatened species, so getting this close was a great moment for my dad.
Beautiful pod of pilot whales. They're normally pretty secretive, pretty quick to die, but they came right across me, swam around me, checked me out, come up for air, and then just kind of paralleled with me. And then obviously they spotted something and just went slowly down. Fantastic. Gotta love pilot whales.
Pilot whales are the smartest whales of all because they can fly planes. That's why they like to land tail first.
He's a Burmese python. He's one of the biggest species of snakes, and his size makes him very easy to hunt. Whales are the largest mammals on Earth, and unfortunately, they too are really easy to hunt. Mooloolaba on the Sunshine Coast near Australia Zoo. And we are launching one of my dad's lifelong dreams, a dedicated whale watching boat. Good morning!
A couple of special guests. Do you want to introduce the next? I can't remember their names. Maybe you should do it. You might know them.
My mom, Terry, and my little brother, Robert.
Now, whale hunting is about a $60 million a year business. Whale watching is over $1 billion a year.
My brother Robert wanted to call it Steve, and I said Whale One. Steve's Whale One.
for everyone!
A proud moment. Our first voyage and our first whale is a humpback. It just breached.
Check that one out, Bindi.
Yeah.
Excellent. I tell you what, whale watching is the way to go. If you want to experience whales like nowhere else, you gotta go into their territory. Now, there's whaling that still goes on around the world, and that's really sad. About $60 million a year is generated from killing whales, but over $1 billion a year is generated by watching them. Think about how much nicer that is. You go out, the whales are doing their own thing, they're feeding, they're breaching like the one we just saw. That means they come right out of the water. The babies are swimming around their mothers and it's beautiful. Now these whales are interesting. The biggest animals in the world eat the tiniest things. They eat things like krill, which are teeny weeny tiny shrimp. And there are some whales that have teeth. One of them is the sperm whale. But the main thing to remember is that now, more than ever in the history of the world, it's important to protect these whales. The blue whale, for example, grows to be the largest animal on the face of the earth. It is bigger, 2.5 times bigger than the largest dinosaur that ever lived. How cool is that? The blue whale, even though it's the loudest animal on Earth and can make sounds in the ocean that travel for miles, they're having trouble finding each other because there's so few left. So if the male whale wants to find a female whale, he goes, "Hey, are there any girls out there?" And no one answers, and that's really sad. Whales are amazing creatures. They feed their babies just like any other mammal. They come to the surface in order to breathe. They're not fish, but what they can do is go under the water like a fish. They collapse their lungs and they go into brachycardia, which means their heart rate slows right down, and hold their breath for an hour. We can't do that. These are some of the most remarkable animals on the face of the earth, and we've got to protect them. We've got to save them, and you've got to get out here in the ocean and enjoy them. It's a ripper.
I know I will never get tired of watching whales. In Antarctica, there's a volcano, and in that volcano, there's an old whaling station where they used to process whales. It's really, really sad. This eerie place is called Deception Island.
You're actually standing right fair smack in the middle of a giant crater. If you look around, round, that's the rim. And what's this? This is a piece of our ugly history. Hundreds of thousands of whales died here. They're the big oil vats, vats of doom I call them. But there is good news. Slowly but surely, the volcano is starting to eat this place back up. Interesting about these volcanoes is that in 1920, the 1920-21 whaling season, the ships that were out in here, all of the paint actually came off the ship as the water boiled during an eruption.
And in Western Australia, at Norwegian Bay, another old whaling station is slowly disappearing as nature reclaims the beach.
What a somber place. This place is a tombstone, a whaling station, decaying back into the sand dunes and slowly leaching back out into the ocean.
Thank goodness these whaling stations are now only history. G'day, Orca. This is a baby minke whale. It's hard to imagine because it's a baby and its skeleton is really big. This is where the eyes went. This is where the brain would have went. And the backbone would have gone here. And down here is its long kind of nose. This is where the jaw would have went, right around here. In many countries, there are millions of skeletons like this from the days of the old whaling stations. We're off back to the Antarctic Peninsula, where my dad has found a skeleton of a blue whale on a rocky coastline.
And here's yet another one. Have a go at these vertebrae. That is one heck of a backbone. Sorry guys, stay there, you're all right. Just humongous, but nothing competes with this in the animal world. Have a look at that for a cranium, a skull. That is one big giant chunk of bone. Whew. Whales, the largest animals in the world.
This whale probably died from natural causes. But in Ningaloo in Western Australia, the whales died because humans killed them.
Have a go at these.
It's the site of an old whaling station with the bones of thousands of slaughtered whales piled up in sand dunes on the beach. Whales are beautiful animals. Help me save them.
We should have learned our lesson from the past when some species of whales were nearly harpooned to extinction. Today, we must embrace these beautiful creatures and put an end to all hunting.
Thanks for helping us save the whales. Join us next time for more fun in the jungle.